Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you kind of a bit of a run through of like what you essentially kind of need to get ready for bikini prep. Not like completely into detail, but just run over a few things because I've had so many emails asking for advice like on how to get ready for like your first bikini prep and your first bikini competitions, and it's so hard to like write down what to get, like how to explain it, like how to give advice on doing a bikini prep. So I thought I'd kind of essentially do this little video for it to be easier to kind of like get across to people. So I'm gonna kind of run down through like what my kind of tips would be for doing a bikini prep, and what would be like good advice for like when I was on bikini prep. Like I've learned, because I've done so many now, I've learned a lot of stuff that's kind of, each competition has helped. If I'd known all this knowledge like at the start of my prep, like it would have been just easier. But anyway, number one is kind of find out what you actually essentially want from prep. Find something other than like I can't say it, aesthetic look that you're going for. Like don't do a bikini prep because you want the body. Go and do it because you want to change something about like deeper than your body. Kind of like, say you wanted to push, like mine for example is obviously push yourself out your comfort zone. Do that and kind of look at it like that. You want to push yourself that little bit further with either confidence or comfort zones or meeting new people or something like that, instead of just looking at like the body side of it, because I think that shouldn't be so solely what your goal is. I think personally it could be something, anyone could think anything different, but personally I think that's what my opinion is on it. So my second tip would be get a coach. As much as if you're a personal trainer or you do stuff yourself, that's absolutely fine, you can do that, no problem. But a coach is, especially like get a good coach. Don't just go looking for someone that has never done a bikini prep before, because it's something like no other. Like it's not like just going on a diet and doing like being on lower calories. It's everything. It's about timing, it's about how many meals you have, it's the amount of calories, the amount of exercise you do. It's everything you've got to take into account, and it does take over your life. You've got to get someone that actually knows what they're doing for this type of thing, because I know so many people that have been on prep from coaches that don't know what they're doing, and they've totally screwed them up. And it's horrible to think that people out there are giving people advice when they haven't learnt about it, they don't know anything about it, and it's bad. Like just find yourself a decent coach that knows what they're doing. If you're getting coached, that probably costs about 100 to 150 a month maybe, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing like training sessions with them, or if you're doing online diet plan and training plan and stuff, it does add up. There's loads of different types of coaches that do whatever. There's loads of online coaching now. Obviously I'm wanting to set up my own online coaching business, but I don't think I will go into the bikini sector just yet until like probably a few more years, because me personally, I don't think I know that much about the whole bikini prep thing, like solely to actually take someone on board and give them my advice. I don't feel confident enough to do that. Maybe in a couple of years I might be, if I'm still doing it, then 100% yeah, like I'd love to help people to get up on stage, because it's changed my life and I would love for it to change other people's. Anyway, going on a tangent here now, but yeah, find a coach that knows what they're doing, because it's completely different to just getting a diet and training. Like it does take over your life, like I've said before. Point number 3 is find a federation. Like there are loads of different types of federations out there. Mine is UKBFF. I've done Mass SBC, which is a university-based one, which is really good because it brings obviously a lot of students together. There's Miami Pro, Pure Elite, UKDFBA, BNBF, literally the list goes on, PCA, there's loads. So find a federation that fits you best, depending on what your goals are. If you want to do it for fun, or if you're wanting to do it for just for personal reasons. There's different like federations, and there's different categories that you can enter. Like there's transformations. So if you've had like a very dramatic transformation, there's ones that you can do from what you were to what you are now. So you're more appreciated in each category, if that makes sense. So find a federation and a category that suits you best. My tips would be kind of find a federation that's like either near you, or competitions that do competitions near you, because it is hard obviously travelling from here to there everywhere because for one competition. So try and find, if you can, for your first competition obviously. I'm going to talk about like the money side of it, and like it's expensive. Like that's just the thing. It is like any other sport, it would be expensive, but this is particularly expensive. Like for my federation, I don't know what it is for other federations, but I'm sure it's probably the same. You've got to pay a membership fee. Depending on how long you want to stay there. They do a 1 year and then a 4 year. The 1 year is like £40, I think, and then the 4 year is like £100. So that's, you're tied in for 4 years, and you can do competitions for 4 years, however long. And then you've got to think about entry fee. I think some entry fee, it varies from like 20 to like £50 for entry, and then you've got to think about makeup, which is usually like about £50. I get my makeup done every time just because I'm rubbish at makeup. For tan, it's usually about £50. But I actually, to save money, I get Max, my boyfriend, to do my tan for me. So if you have that opportunity, or you can do it yourself even, do it, because the bottle is called Pro Tan, and I'll try and leave it in the description box below, but it's literally essentially, I think it's like £16, and you do a couple of layers on that just to save money, because tan again would be £50. And yeah, and then you've got to think about the bikini, which is the expensive part. It's the best part for me, I think. My first bikini, which was second hand, cost £80, but then my last bikini that I just competed in was £200, which sounds like a lot. It was second hand, but first hand, that bikini that I wore was £480. So it does add up to a lot of money. I'm going to talk about the diet side of it and kind of how I found prep throughout my whole prep, I guess. Yeah, it is very difficult. It's like none other. It's not like a normal diet you would ever go on. It's not like just let's see how lean you can get in however many. It's not that at all. It's really a mental thing that you've got to be strong for it. You really do, because if you don't do it properly, it will really affect you, especially like it does take over your life a lot. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I love the feeling of training one-on-one prep, eating one-on-one prep. Like I said before, if you get a right coach, they'll give you foods that you can have throughout the day, like throughout, you know what foods you can have, and if you get bored of those foods, you can change them. Your macros will be different, like each week probably, like going up to the competition. Once you like see your results and stuff, you've got to eat out of, like, when everyone says hashtag Tupperware box, Tupperware life or whatever, it's totally true. Like, it really is. The diet side of it as well, it depends what foods you're having, but it does add up. For me, I think it is cheaper than kind of buying all these rubbish meals that apparently make you lose weight, like all these Weight Watchers things and stuff. Like, I think it is cheaper to just actually buy whole foods and cook them yourself, which is what you will be doing on prep anyway if you are doing prep. So the diet side, it's hard. Like, you'll get days where you just will not be motivated anymore, like, at all, and you will want to give up, like, completely. Like, everyone gets those days, you'll just be like, I'm not competing, I don't feel ready. You'll look at yourself in the mirror and be like, nope, I'm not competing. Like, it happens to everyone, it does, and motivation, you will lack motivation and stuff, but you've got to be strong. Like, you've got to be like, I've got to trust this process, especially because it is the diet. It's obviously the lower calories, because you're on prep, so the lower calories and the lower macros really do mess with your head. Like, especially when people say like diet brain, I think that's totally true. Like, when I'm on prep, and especially like near competition, like, I'm totally wiped out sometimes. Like, I'm tired all the time, but the feeling, like, I'll talk about it later, but I'll discuss, like, the show day is just like none other. Like, it really is. But diet side, you've got to be strong, and you've got to obviously find a good diet that works for you. Don't just lower calories like a stupid amount and then just eat that for like 12 weeks, because that's not the way you should do it. You've got to lower calories, like, slowly throughout, like, the whole entire prep, not just completely cut calories and carbs and fats out, because that's not the way to do it. So like I said before, get a good coach, because it makes all the difference, and it puts pressure off you if you don't know what you're doing anyway and you're trying to figure it out. I think that coach is good. Point number 4 is posing. Posing is I didn't realise how important posing was until I actually like realised how bad I was at posing on my like first competitions. Posing is important, like it's very important, especially in the world of bodybuilding. Like it's manipulating your body on stage, like turning different, like I've put loads of photos up before, like me posed and relaxed, and it's exactly like that. Like you put your body in a position that makes your body look better and stuff like that, and projecting that like confidence on stage, and putting your body in different positions, because if you put your body in a wrong position and you don't look good in that at all, then that completely like puts you off, and it doesn't make you look good, which is annoying, because that's what I did pretty much with a lot of my competitions. Gym side of it, what I'm going to talk to you about now is the gym side of it. Yeah, the gym side of it is again hard, like especially when your calories are decreasing, and sometimes a lot of people say that their strength decreases, and usually that is just it does decrease, like it will throughout nearer the competition, but it shouldn't literally like maybe a week into prep, like it shouldn't be like, oh, I'm really weak now because I'm on prep. It shouldn't be like that, because that's probably your mindset saying like, I've had less food, so I'm going to now be weaker, when you shouldn't be. You should push the exact same amount. I don't think it's much different. Like the gym side of it I don't think is much different from normal training anyway, just different ways you're training, like, but I don't think it's much different apart from like maybe weight and reps. I don't think it's much different. Like there's no specific exercises or specific like routine that you need to be doing. You just need to kind of be hitting each body part the same as usual, but just maybe more reps, less weights or something. And now finally I'll talk about show day. It's like my first competition was a lot of fun. They made it a lot of fun for me. Second competition was a bit rushed. Like it depends obviously what federation you go with, but it was just so rushed. You were on and off stage in like half an hour, and you don't even remember what you did on stage sometimes. It's crazy. Someone asked me about carb depletion. Again, I would say talk to your coach if you're doing like that. If you're doing it by yourself, personally, I didn't carb deplete much. Like I didn't carb up loads and carb down and all of this stuff. Like I know loads of people that come off carbs for like 5 days and then they carb up like loads, like near the competition. But just talk to your coach, because that might not be good for you, or it might work for you. You don't know. You need to ask your coach and see what works best for you and what he thinks is best for you. Because for me, I literally stuck to the exact same macros throughout, and then maybe had a little bit more carbs like nearer the day just to carb me up, and that was it. I know, like I said before, I know so many people that literally cut carbs completely out like a week before, and then carbs up like 3 days before. Like it's confusing. It's like you manipulate the body to do different things to make you look the best on stage. So it's crazy, and I don't even understand it. I understand it now, so that's why I do not coach it. But get someone that obviously does coach it, so they know what they're doing. And yeah, the show day. It's a very nerve-wracking day. Like I always get really nervous on show day, but I love it because I love the people. I love being around the people that have the exact same passion for you. You know, everyone has worked so hard for the body that they have on that stage and what the body they have worked for. So everyone's in the exact same position, and I think it's just it's such an amazing day. I think show day, it is nerve-wracking, like, because especially depending on what your goals are, because my goals obviously are to place top 3 in each competition I try and do, and it is nerve-wracking, obviously. Someone asked me about nerves, how you get rid of nerves. I actually have a glass of wine before I go on stage just to calm my nerves, because I do get very nervous. Obviously don't try that if you haven't had like alcohol for like ages, and I don't want you to go like smashed on stage or something, but I actually do have like a glass of wine before I go on stage just to calm the nerves and make me that little bit more sassy on stage. So, and it's worked for me every time, so I feel confident and good for that, I guess. I think that's all that I need to say, I guess. Thank you for watching this video. If it helped in any way, please give it a thumbs up or comment and say that it helped, because I really want to see like more interaction and like get more content out for like people, especially like in the bikini section. Like I'd love to give my advice over a lot more from my experiences, so that would be like amazing if you could like comment or like or do whatever. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching.